of activities within the forum. And it is my pleasure to give the floor for the opening remarks to Manfredas Limantas, because this is the person who has been supporting us on behalf of the European Commission. Manfredas, thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for opening this ceremony today.
Дуже дякую, Luisa.
Thank you so much, Luisa.
Luisa, it is really great pleasure to see you and to be part of the ninth International Forum on Mediation. I'm truly impressed by the richness of the program. I looked at it yesterday, and it's really an impressive endeavor that you managed to really achieve. An incredible list of experts you managed to bring together, and I'm certain that this forum will be a great success in promoting mediation both in Ukraine but also internationally. Big congratulations, first of all, to the organizers of the forum, who, despite the ongoing Russian war of aggression and the relentless attacks and destructions across the country, they still managed to organize such impressive events. They still continue building a rule of law based country every day, no matter what is happening outside, no matter the airstrikes, the relentless air raid alarms, and oftentimes sleepless nights. So really, you are our inspiration of resilience and commitment to freedom and justice. So now let me say a few words about mediation, as this is the topic of the forum. So from the European Union side, we consider mediation as an important form of alternative dispute resolution. And it is, in fact, a key component of a people-centered justice system. Therefore, it's also part of the rule of law concept in general. That is extremely important. We all know that mediation fosters access to justice, boosts the efficiency of the justice system in resolving disputes, right? Reduces the workloads of courts, but also mediation contributes to building social trust, dialogue between people, between the state and citizens, as well as reconciliation in our societies, which is so important, bringing people together and helping societies overcome disputes and conflicts. Therefore, the European Union strongly promotes and supports mediation and high standards of mediation, both in the EU member states, but also in our EU candidate countries. As we all know, there is no single correct model for mediation. And the EU, as you know, is made of very diverse group of countries with different legal traditions. Therefore, some countries regulate mediation more strictly, more formally, while others allow greater flexibility. What matters, of course, is that mediation should be accessible, should be trusted by the users, by the justice professionals, and of course, mediation should be effectively used to resolve disputes. And well, we encourage countries to develop their own mediation models that are properly adjusted to their own history, legal tradition, needs, and in general, social context. Of course, abiding by the shared European standards and guidance provided by the EU. Now, let me say a word on the so-called mandatory pretrial mediation, as this is, I know very well, a complex topic, which hopefully will be discussed in more depth at this forum. I should say that such form of mediation is not a violation of the right to access to justice. Of course, this form should apply only to certain categories of disputes, not across the board. And what matters most is, of course, that this mandatory mediation is implemented properly, that it has the right infrastructure in place, quality assurance. Otherwise, of course, it could undermine access to justice and may even infringe on the European Convention on Human Rights. So again, the EU does not call for a blind replication of foreign models, but encourages every country to find its own balanced and smart solution that is grounded on the local capacity and legal system. At the end, let me say a few words about the host of this great forum, and that is Ukraine. As you know, Ukraine, since 2022, basically since June, is an official EU candidate country. So it is on the path to join the European Union. As many of you know, accession to the European Union is a truly transformational process. It changes the country's both when it comes to its legal institutional system, but also, at the level of how the states operate, the economic governance model, and the relations between the state and citizens. So it's a really in-depth transformational process that the EU integration entails. And Ukraine, since 2024 already, having implemented a number of structural reforms, including those related to rule of law, has launched the accession negotiations. The European Commission has recently conducted an assessment of Ukraine's readiness when it comes to rule of law and the so-called fundamentals. So already in January, we completed our assessment, issuing a number of recommendations. And now we are awaiting the EU member states to formally launch the negotiations on the so-called fundamentals cluster. So basically to really start effectively the negotiations for joining the European Union on issues such as justice, fight against corruption, public administration reform, and economic governance. The European Commission has done everything on its part to enable the member states of the EU to take these further decisions on the EU accession of Ukraine, and we hope that these decisions will soon be taken. Ukraine, irrespective of the fact that the accession negotiations on the fundamentals have not started, Ukraine has in May already adopted the so-called rule of law roadmap, setting out really a comprehensive plan of transformation of its justice system, of its law enforcement, anti-corruption infrastructure, as well as the protection of fundamental rights. We consider this rule of law roadmap to be really a very comprehensive and good action plan steering the necessary reforms. And I'm very pleased to also note that this rule of law roadmap pays a strong attention to mediation, further promotion of mediation. So it foresees a number of reforms in this area, such as, for instance, organizing awareness-raising campaigns, introducing some pilot programs to promote mediation in the free legal aid area, trainings for justice professionals, free legal aid providers. The roadmap also foresees the improvement of data collection system on various forms of alternative dispute resolution, including mediation. And last but not least, Ukraine commits to conduct a feasibility study for introducing mandatory pretrial mediation or dispute resolution in certain categories of cases. And on the basis of the results of this study, then to introduce this mandatory pretrial mediation. So it's really encouraging to see that Ukraine considers mediation a priority. Of course, I forgot to mention that Ukraine is not starting from scratch. It already adopted a modern framework law on mediation, and it has a very vibrant community of mediators. And this forum is a clear proof of that, right? So yeah, we are really happy to see all these positive developments, and let me assure you that European Commission will strongly support Ukraine's reforms in the area of mediation, and will provide all the guidance, all the technical assistance that Ukraine needs to further promote mediation and make it really an indispensable part of its justice system. And at the end, yeah, let me wish you all a very fruitful, very inspiring forum. That it really brings new ideas. It allows fruitful exchanges among professionals, and maybe it will plant some seeds for reforms, both in Ukraine and in other countries. So thank you once again. I wish you really a great event, and yeah, looking forward to the discussions.